Hey guys, how you doing? This is Spirit Journey, and yes, I'm out and about again today with my pack here, and this is going to be gonna do another freestyle talk to you guys, and so I'm gonna because my mouth has to be near the mic to really be heard. It's kind of busy, so I'm gonna turn the camera around, and so I can put my mouth right by the mic portion so you can hear me. Okay? Just a moment. Yes, and this is my gang here, my little crew, my little Lily girl. Say ruff ruff. See the little red mark I kissed on the forehead? My little peanut lilac. And this is Labby boy. See that? He's really sweet. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have my mouth by the mic so I could be heard. So I apologize in advance because my dogs, my little boy may be barking when he sees another dog, okay? But I'm just gonna be walking a little bit as I walk my dogs, and I wanna just get this off my chest. I was just thinking about something. Uh, yes, how you doing? Yes, I have my mouth by the mic, so I can't see all the comments that are, in the live chat. So I apologize. But sometimes my eyes can get a glance out of what I'm, the comments. So hopefully. Oh, okay. A light bearer. Yes, hello, light bearer. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I'm on and about with the crew here. See my little babies. Yeah. Yes, I'm walking my dogs, and yeah, I don't have my mic again. I mean my ear attachments, so I can talk freely. So I have to set up the phone right by my mouth, so I can't see all the comments. Yeah, I want to actually see the title of this video, this live stream that I'm doing. This what do you call it, November 4, 2019. Yeah. Um, It's entitled The Monkey and the Jar. Now, some of you who are listening now may know about that story, The Monkey and the Jar. And that story just came to my mind as I was walking my dogs. Now, The Monkey and the Jar. Okay, so one day, this little monkey, cute little monkey, smells the scent of real delicious food that he or she liked. And it smelled it in the jar. Now this jar had a very large base, and at the top, the neck of the jar was really narrow. But it was big enough for the little monkey to put its hand down the bowl, the jar, to investigate and see what goodies are in there, So, come on. So, the little monkey, oh, let's walk away. So the little monkey gets his little hand in there, or her hand in there, and it finds something that feels real edible, what he/she liked. And when the monkey tried to extract the item that was in the jar, she saw that he couldn't get the hand out of the neck of the jar, because with a closed fist, the monkey realized he can't get the goodies out, but the monkey started to get all excited and fretting because it can't get its hand out of the jar without letting go of the contents in the jar. Okay? So, what did I learn from that story? Well, what is learned is that the monkey's passion The monkey had a passion for things that were exciting and of the flesh. And it failed to use wisdom and strategy to get the hand out and somehow get the content. But the monkey was very much into this system, this world system, and all the illusions of I must have this or that to be happy, rather than using common sense. And the monkey was really enslaved to the jar. Now, the monkey did choose to put its hand voluntarily into the jar. It made the decision to do that, okay? But it just got caught up in the hype that come on babies, that I want it all. I want it all. And so this world system blinded the monkey to have such passion for little trinkets in life, and that it wanted to get it right away, and greed. And the more the monkey tried to pull out the hand, the closed fist, the more and more excited the monkey became. And so the monkey started hurting its hand, trying to pull it out with the closed fist and get the little treats. Okay? And it was just in a panic mode. So then it finally releases the contents from the jar, and then guess what happened? It put the hand back in to the jar, you know, got the contents. The monkey already forgotten that they already just did that, put the hand in, grab it, and try to pull it out. He thought that repeating the same tactic, the same technique, think it's going to get a different result. Okay? So puts the hand in, grabs the item, and he thinks, or she thinks, pulling the hand out with the closed fist is going to work. Isn't that insanity? Now, isn't that what is insanity? Doing the same thing and thinking you're going to get different results, right? Getting different results and get the contents, okay? So even look at this garbage here. People buy a lot of stuff. We have more than we want, and it's just overflowing like this. You have people who will fight for garbage. They don't even use half the things that they have, but they'll fight and kill to keep what they have, even though it's bondage to them, right? It's bondage. And they don't realize, the monkey doesn't realize that it's dying. Because meanwhile, the monkey has the closed fist and trying to pull it out, and that monkey needs to eat. Things that it knows that it can get. Monkey knows, oh, I can just go to the store next door or climb up this the banana tree and get its fruit. But because that it was in a little jar, fancy jar, really pretty designs on it, and it smelled really sweet, the contents. You know, the monkey has a good nose, and it can smell everything, you know. And that excitement and that sweetness deceived the monkey. And the monkey is starving now because it's not letting loose the hand, and to do something else to get its food, its sustenance. Doesn't want to do it because it's deceived. It's bewitched. Okay. The monkey is bewitched about everything. Okay? So the monkey is bewitched about everything. And come on, babies. And the monkeys even started losing weight because he can't get the. He's still trying to struggle. Monkey is still struggling to get the contents, and you know the monkey even starts to think, hey, if I starve myself long enough, my hand is going to shrink in size, and then I'm going to get the contents out of the out of the jar, you know, and it has that rationality. Yeah. The monkey is so deceived that it's willing to starve itself so it can lose weight, so he doesn't have to release the contents of the jar and pull its hand out, you know, and do what he knows what he could do, and just, you know, get his food from elsewhere. Okay? And you know, one day the monkey did lose a lot of weight, but you know the monkey died. Poor monkey died. Yeah, because now even though the weight, you know, he did lose a lot of weight, the monkey, you know, but it decides that, you know, I have to put my phone down. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I was multitasking there. Yeah, so one day the monkey lost so much weight, but now the monkey doesn't have enough energy to eat, you know, to pull out the contents and eat. And you know what was in there, the contents that was really in there was just a little insignificant item. It wasn't even something edible. It was actually poison, but it just smelled good. And so the monkey was fighting all his life to get the contents from this jar with the narrow neck. And once he does able to get the thing out, he you know, the monkey died. It's too weak. And on close examination, the items inside the jar was not even edible. It was actually poison. So this is really an analogy about life today. Who's the monkey? There are a lot of monkeys in this world, in our community, that we're deceived about what's beautiful, what's really worth. It's wild, you know. It's fighting for the illusion, what's in the jar, okay? But what's actually in the jar is poison. And you may even have families who think about leaving their communities and wants to leave their community, the black community, because they think living in these white communities that they're going to get something because of the illusion and the price to pay to even stay in there. One thing, you're going to have higher taxes. Yeah, you might have better school systems. But look what's happening, those people who go to their schools. I know of people who have who've done that. When they go into certain schools, the so-called good white communities or wealthy white community, they might live nearby to be able to qualify to go to the school because you live near the that district. What happens oftentimes when they go into these schools? These kids don't learn about their own history, right? They don't learn their history, and they want to look just like the white girls or the guys. They want to go out with these white girls, right? And so there's an identity crisis. The men in our community don't like their own, and when they get a little money, or little fame, who do they marry? Right? Who do they marry? They're not marrying you. They're marrying everybody outside of that community. Just like that monkey invested all his time for this fancy little jar, and the contents inside of that jar was poison. And so we may invest all our time and money to afford a fancy house in their communities. And once you move in there, they still don't want you. They really don't want to associate with you. The white guys do not want the black girls at all. And then the black guys don't even want their own black women. And so what's happening in our community, it is a large, let's move out the way. Sorry. What's happening now is that they are promoting in our communities homosexuality. Homosexuality. Now again, this is not a bashing of homosexuals. If that is what you are, that's what you are. And if that's what you like, that lifestyle, that is your business. But I'm talking about a community. That how are you going to have a community when no one is interested in one another in a natural relationship, a male-female relationship? And so that community starts to die. And that's what's happening. Just like that monkey is dying. Also, I want to talk about standards of living. Like someone was mentioning that, yeah, they were mentioning about social groups and status. See, in the United States, we don't really have, what do you call it, the class system like they have. It's not the same thing as in Europe, in particular Britain, that has a very sharp class system, and then India has a caste system. But the U.S. pretty much, the U.S. is a racially based system. Okay, but either way, they made this person that I was watching on YouTube today was making a point about what's his name? He was the famous golfer. The biracial person has an American black father and an Asian mom. Yeah, Tiger Woods. So what happened with Tiger Woods? Now the parents, both parents, wanted their kid to marry a certain type of woman. Come on, guys. They wanted the kid to marry up or statusy. And yes, one of his earlier girlfriends was actually a white female, but she was from a lower, I think really maybe she was an average white girl, not rich, but and they didn't like her. Both of their parents said, no, you can't go out with her, even though she's white. She wasn't status enough. And then one day, the Tiger Woods has a friend, a white friend, male friend, and says, hey, I know this person who has a nanny, and she's real hot. She's from Sweden. Okay, Sweden is a country. It's not a big population at all. It's a small population, and people live in relative ease in that country. They don't have any real enemies, or war that they're worried about. It's pretty stable and a very good economy in comparison to other parts of Europe. Okay, and so they have, the U.S. has an agreement with Europe that it's called an au pair system, that they allow European women to come to the U.S. and do au pair work for cultural exchange. Okay, they allow this. But in actual, we all know why they bring them in. To keep the system, because the U.S. has a lot. That's quiet. That's loud. That's quiet. We caught you on tape. Cut it out. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So what happened was, so they have, let's stop it, Lavin. I'm sorry, dog came from behind. Okay, so what happened here, this au pair system, the U.S. allows Europeans, Western Europeans, to come into the U.S. as an au pair for cultural exchange. Now, I don't know what culture that is, because the Angles, they're Germanic, and this is a Germanic country. Okay? So, but they allow them in for this cultural exchange. And so this girl, I'm sure she's a very lovely girl. She gets in an au pair situation. Oh, an au pair is a nanny slash live-in babysitter. In a nutshell, that's what an au pair is. They live with the family, and the kid, the person takes care of the children. They may even cook, who knows, but I think they're there just to take care of the kids primarily. And so the this guy, the friends of Tiger Woods, tells Tiger, hey, I know about this lady, she's real hot. I introduce you. You know, she is just a nanny, okay? And guess what happens? They marry, and she has at least 2 of his kids. Now, isn't this something? This is a babysitter slash nanny, but that's okay with his parents. For him to marry someone like her. But they didn't like the white American girl who he initially went out with, and they said no. So we're being taught, some people in our black communities are being taught that American isn't good anymore. And only if you have a foreign import, something from somewhere else, is that considered good or status. Okay? So, life happened and they got a divorce. But who's left with all that money? She gets taken care of for the rest of her life with that money. Okay? That money didn't go to any woman of color. It went and supports her community. And why is it that some of these women from other races, somehow they're able to get hook on to black men, rich black men, or influential black men, but the black American woman is not able to even get a foot in. So part of it is training in the home, and part of that training, like people teach that same mentality of that monkey with the hand in the jar, and teaches that exotic things are what's good for you, and then it kills you. Or let's go to a school system, and the people don't look like you, nor do they respect you. And if they do have you there, you're there for their sports department, and they get the glory and the money when you go to that school, make them rich. But when you leave, you don't leave with that wealth. But who does get the wealth? It's not our community. It's not us at all. Okay? And because a kid could tell by nonverbal communication what they value. And they teach by example that what they value is white people and whiteism. And so here you think you're going to invest all your money in living in this fancy neighborhood, or paying for these private schools for your kid to be around, but there's no socialization, no networking within your own black community. And your son comes home and brings someone other than someone from his race. And then the black girls are hated. So she's not really into sports, not like the black guy. And she wants to feel beautiful. And white men are taught to fear blacks and not bring home any black chick. Okay? So she's feeling ugly. And you notice how a lot of us in the black community, a lot of the women start to dress like men. They start to act like men. And a lot of them become lesbians. Look at a lot of the modern day women. Look at the women in the Black Lives Matter. Who are these women? Look at the website. Don't believe what I have to say. Go read their website, Black Lives Matter, and see how many black men they have in their organization. They're very strategic. They're very strategic. See that? See these little kids here? Look at that. Now each of these kids are going to be, indoctrinated for something. They're going to be taught indirectly who to bring home. What are you teaching your kids, the kids that are this age? What are you really teaching them? Who are you teaching them to like and fall in love with? And then when you get upset because your son is not bringing home someone that looks like mama, you get upset. And rightly so, you get upset. But a lot of you cause the problem. Okay? A lot of you cause the problem. And look at a lot of the women. What they be wearing? What type of hairdos do these women wear? Do they straighten their hair and get long weaves to try to look like their white counterpart? Or does she wear hairstyles based on her hair texture? Okay? You be the judge. You be the judge of that. So, a lot of things are self-promoted. Caused by our behavior. Now that monkey, as a defense, that monkey didn't realize what it was doing, didn't know what the outcome was going to lead to. If the monkey knew that its behavior was going to be to its death, it wouldn't have done it. But see, it's gradual. It's very gradual, this whole process of community building. See, they're not promoting community. At one point in time, we had all the skills. In this country, United States of America, we had all the skills. We knew how to, we knew about farming. We knew how to build tools, containers, all these things, blacksmithing. Every skill, we had the knowledge how to do it. But again, we got distracted. And yes, we were harassed and terrorism to frighten us, to push us off the land and push us into living urban centers like this one here that I live in. Come on, babies. Yeah, we were forced to live in areas like this. And you have to notice, you have all these new people, and again, I'm not anti-immigration at all, not at all, but I'm just becoming aware that you have groups that are new. Come on, baby. They're new. And somehow they are able to build community, industry, this whole neighborhood. There are no black businesses here. None. And the new ones here are from Asia. Then they're nice businesses. Don't get me wrong, they're really, some of the businesses are really, really nice. But it's not ours. And our dollars are making everyone else rich but ourselves. And then they turn their nose up at us because we're not considered good enough, but we're good enough to get our foot in the door. For them to get their foot in the door. It was a couple of days ago, I did a, an audio tape, and I mentioned about how I was to interview, talk to somebody on my channel, and at the last minute, this individual made an excuse, and I had talked to them, on the side, after, what was actually, what was going on in the mind. Because I asked her, I presented to them what I thought was the problem, tactfully. I didn't want to embarrass the person, but what it really signified, what happened, that even though I was good enough to have a talk with them over a year and a half ago, and what it looks like, because Logic wasn't there, because it was a live stream, and now I didn't know I have a problem with it being a live show. And I reminded him, well, what we had before was a live show, so what's the difference? And this person does live, what do you call it, conferences. So it's not like they're shy. They've done many interviews, many discussions with many type of people. Come on. So I don't know what the problem is. But the only problem I can really see in the matter is what I am. And I already compared on that video I did a couple of days ago. It was an audio that I did, that my channel is bigger than the other person. I mean, I have a very modest size channel, subscribership. But I have over 1,000 videos that I'm proud of, whether big or small. I did them and I'm proud of them. While this other channel has a fraction. They have about 140 videos on their channel. Come on, baby, let's go. Come. Okay, they have a fraction number of videos I have. I have a larger subscribership than what they have, considerably more percentage-wise. And then I have longevity. My channel started, this channel, Spirit Journey, started in 2014, and this other channel started in 2017. So what's the problem? I'm not good enough anymore? So it's the same thing about the jar, and anyone could be a monkey, but the monkey thinks that this foreign import or whatever is better, but in actuality, that what's inside the contents of the jar is poison. So anybody could be this. Anyone could be the monkey. Any race could be a monkey. But it happened. And so it showed me that I wasn't being respected as I should have been respected. And you could respect all these people. So that's another thing with black people. We're taught to be polite and friendly and all this. But what happens? They mistaking our being polite as weakness, and they go for people who are all showy, like that jar. It's a fancy jar on the outside, but inside it's just poison, right? So that's what life is like. Life is telling me that if we don't wake up from the illusions of the jar with the contents inside, if we don't let go of our hand from the narrow neck jar, we're going to all perish. Yet some of us are really trying to put a good foot forward and try to live by example. But many of us want to become that monkey and want to live like a monkey and are perishing and don't really realize it. Come on, babies, come. Yeah. Come on. When are you going to stop it? When are you going to realize that you need to wake up? When are you going to start building community? When are you going to start teaching your sons to be men? I watched this program today on YouTube about what they call gay gangs. Gangs in the South, black men who are homosexual and are in gangs. They're homosexual gangs. It's unbelievable. I never knew about that. I just saw this thing today. So that's what's being promoted. And then you had an outsider doing a story on these black gay male gangs. And again, it's these people. I'll just tell you the last name, Oppenheimer. And you do the math. Who is an Oppenheimer? Remember the video I did maybe 3 videos ago about the Ashkenazi? That's what I'm getting at. They're going to benefit from that movie. They're going to benefit by presenting black men as non-leaders and doing the weirdest thing on camera. It was embarrassing. Embarrassing. Yes, this Oppenheimer and people like Oppenheimers, that's how they want to portray you in life. You know, these movies that are made, it's not just shown here in America, it's shown all over the world. And you're falling for it like that monkey. And you're not pulling your hand out the jar in time and you're dying. Come on, baby. You're not pulling out your hand out on time. Yes, these movies that are made are showed all over the world. It's showed in Asia. It's showed in Europe. It's showed in Latin America. They're showed all over. And so before you even go there to these countries, these continents, just for your vacation, they already know everything about you from these stupid movies and documentaries about you. You used to be people of integrity, utmost integrity, and now you're looking like a buffoon. Come on, baby. And you don't realize it. So before they even meet you, they already made an assessment about you, and they don't want to do business with you. How you present yourself. And then you have some, well, I'm not one of those people, okay? I'm not one of those people. I know of a woman from Africa, Central Africa, very accomplished. She has her own business, but who does she have working for her? None of them from her country, none of them from the U.S., all of them Caucasians and whites from other places. Again, using her as an internship to get, again, their experience. And once they get the experience, they're going to leave this lady. So this lady doesn't have like accomplished, top-notch people working for her. She becomes a teacher, like Mammy again, making everybody else rich. And other things. And they think, well, I'm not one of them. I'm me, and I have my own business. Yeah, they have their own business, but no community. And she has children.
You don't stop.
She doesn't teach her children about their culture. See that? You're going to be another person of color, a new African living in the United States with no identity, but the identity of what your oppressor wants you to believe about yourself. So, what I always say in many of my videos is that you need to look in the mirror and embrace yourself and tell yourself that you love yourself, that you're valuable. You have to start loving yourself. And once you really start loving yourself, people will see that self-love in you and start to respect you, at least respect you. They don't have to like you, but they at least respect you, what you're about, right? You have to start respecting yourself and respect yourself how you're being viewed out there in social media. Yes, people are leeching off of you, getting all this money off of you. You have to start setting up businesses, start educating your children to work together, start a family business, and teach about work ethics. You have to start. It starts from the home, not television. It starts from the home with each individual. How you carry yourself as an individual, what you teach your children, and then from the children, the household, and then the neighborhood where they live, and then and so on. It starts with each one of us to change the narrative. If you don't change it, someone is going to change it for you, and they're going to change it for the worse, for you. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're all about. And you're failing to see the whole picture. You're failing. Why don't you learn? Why don't you learn? Why? Someone's already telling you what the monkey did. The monkey kept the hand in the jar because it wanted the little nibbles inside the jar, but was afraid to let go. If that monkey only knew that it could take its hand out and just turn the jar over, and see, it was greed and the illusion of the jar with the narrow neck. It didn't learn its mistake. It kept on repeating the same cycle, trying to pull its hand out of a narrow neck jar with a closed fist and think it's going to get new results. We're getting the same old results, and that is the point of this video. This is not about bashing anybody's orientation in any way. It's about community, and as a humanity, we have to start awakening. Because if we don't awaken, look at this here. That's a funeral home. That's where we're going to go if we don't get our lives in order. Okay? I don't want that to happen to any of us. Not at all. I don't want that to happen. So yes, this is another, come on guys. This is another beautiful, beautiful day. So ladies, you don't realize your position, your true position is very important in our community. Come on, let's go on the other side. Come on. You don't realize your important position. Your position is important. This women's lib movement from the past was a setup to harm womanhood and to promote the LGBTQ agenda. And now they're trying to zap it onto the black community. It's not helping us. It's hurting us. We have to stop the foolishness and start getting aware. Yeah. We need to stay aware on the tricks of the enemy to divide and conquer, to make you hate yourself, hate yourself, hate your family. That's what's happening. That's all what's happening in our community. And if we don't wake up, you're gonna kill yourself. Okay? So I share this out of love and desire. I share this in love and desire for us to wake up and not become a dumb monkey. Okay? So I thank you again. Yes, we need to like these flowers here, we need to smell the roses in life and the flowers in life. Okay, we have to remind ourselves that. So take care guys, and take a look in the mirror and tell yourself that I love you, that you love yourself. Okay, each one teach one. Bye bye.